Okay, welcome back. This is the third video in the Ascend 133X Tournament Fishing Kayak Build Series. Today we are going to be unboxing the Motor Guide XI3 GPS trolling motor behind me, installing the Motor Guide aluminum plate right here, up to here, and then powering it up, make sure everything works right. So before we get started, a couple things that you're going to need, and you may need a couple other tools that I don't list out here, but the main tools are going to be some Allen wrenches, a 15/64 drill bit, 10mm wrench or socket, some silicone or goop or something to just make sure that everything is really watertight, drill, and then I'm going to be borrowing from another person's video where they used some wider washers from reaching inside here just to make sure that there was a really snug fit when the mounting plate connects to the kayak. Okay, with that, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is unbox this. Got some hardware in here, nice. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and unbox this. There we go, registration card, in case anything goes wrong with it. I suppose that's probably important. Okay, let's go ahead and I suppose you probably should have unpacked this a slightly different way, but hey, this is how we're doing it. So, okay. Box is coming down. Maybe not a bad thing. Okay. Let's see what's in here. We have a little controller, the 3-blade propeller. We have some other hardware in here. We have the little lanyard for the controller. Prop nut. Okay guys, so what we're doing here is we are going to be using the 30mm bolts. I'm going to be using one of the small flat washers up top. Set that down there. I'm going to use one of the bigger flat washers on the bottom. Put that here. Get this started. There we go. And I'm going to put another one here and here. We're going to get those cinched down, and then we're going to get this thing flipped over, and we will line this up like this. We will line it up. Hopefully it comes about, I'm guessing it's going to go about right here. And yeah, we'll get it mounted. And that'll be that, guys. We'll test it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward all this. You don't need to see me sitting here cranking on bolts. So here we go. Okay. Moment of truth, guys. Let's go ahead and slide this thing in here. Get this cinched down tight. There we go. Moment of truth. Let's flip it over and see if it deploys. Yeah, it's locked in place. Good to go. And if I bring this perfectly square to the front, it still deploys just fine. It's got enough room there. Yeah, so we're gonna mount it just like that, right there, flush. All right, so let's stow the motor and then get it mounted. All right, now we know that this is going right here, just like so. Perfect. All right. With that said, so you need your 15/64 drill bit, you need your drill, and we are going to go ahead, come over here and make a hole. Okay. Now, okay, so that's fine through there. It is kind of snug through there, but that's not a bad thing. It'll help make a good solid seal. We'll still probably put a little bit of silicone on it, but what I'm gonna do now, just to kind of hold this in place, is take one of these other, just feed it in there. That'll keep that in place. Then, okay, right there. And take one more. Hold that in place. And now we can go for the other two. So what I'm going to do real quick here, before we put this all the way on, I'm just going to set this to the side, get that out of the way. We are going to take a little bit of goop and put it right on each of these. Thing back on here. Get each one of these just threaded initially, hold it in place. Now I'm going to put this on low so I don't okay. Now that those are in there, we need to get this goop off our hands. Now, because we're going to get a bunch more on there. So let's go ahead and get the washers. Suppose we should put it on together like that. Washer and then nut. Let's clean up this crap. Busted my knuckle. And then we will put the motor back on. Get the battery. Get the controller. Power the motor up. Bind the controller. See, this is why I always have extra hardware. All right, yeah, let's get the motor on. So now that we've got it on, there we go. Okay, now it's cinched on, super tight. Okay, let's get these plates back on. Okay, deploy the motor. Comes down, locks into place. All right, for this test, we don't even need a propeller on there. We're just going to put a little piece of tape on that we will be able to see spin. Providing everything is correct. It's not in the battery box. It will be in the battery box at a later date, but for right now, we're just gonna connect it like this. Okay. Let's go ahead and negative. And positive. There we go. Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this one nicely down in there. Crimp that. Nice. All right. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Good. Go. All right. Let's go ahead and go back here, plug in the battery. Okay. And now the moment of truth. We are going to plug in the motor, see if we get some power here, and we're going to bind this. Haha, look at that, guys, it's moving. So there we go. Let's turn it up a notch. Oh yeah, it's good. Turn. There you have it, guys. So we've just installed the Motor Guide Xi3 with the pinpoint GPS with the aluminum Motor Guide mount. So let's go ahead and stow this one more time here just to see how it all goes. Ta-da, done. So now I will rig up some sort of a pulley system so that I can, deploy and stow it from the seat. But for now, I think that's pretty good. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.